We are now joined by RP Singh of the BJP. Sir, naming and shaming the culprits is the strategy that UP Police has adopted to determine the identities of those who ran rampage on the streets of Kanpur.
Well, that's the best option because next time is a lesson for others also, and then it helps to catch the culprits also. And then people who try to disturb the harmony of the state or the city, they should be named and shamed because next time no one else should dare to do the same.
Also, this is the first time, sir, that Yogi's government has resorted to this strategy. We've seen that posters were put out even when there were anti-CAA protests. Do you think this is an effective way of deterring people?
Yes, because as I said, that people who are put to shame, it gives a lesson to others also, that they should not indulge into such activities, especially rioting or any anti-national activity. And Yogi government is quite stern on it, and I'm very sure that all culprits, there will be a big number being...
Right. There seems to be some disturbance in your line, sir. We'll get that fixed and come back to you. But I'm also joined by Atul Anjan of the left. Sir, what do you have to say about this latest move of crackdown by the UP government, UP Police?
The crackdown is all right. There is a problem, law and order. But the question is what BJP has done. The BJP's representative, their spokespersons are using such a language which creates law and order problem.
Sir, I think we shouldn't conflate the two issues. Saying something on a TV debate and she was wrong, it has been punished. But how are you using that argument to justify what happened in Kanpur? Mr. Anjan?
The bars. And
we can't really hear Mr. Ranjan clearly. Fakhrul Hasan of the Samajwadi Party is now joining us. Hasan sir, आपका क्या कहना है? ये जो पोस्टर्स लगाए गए हैं लोगों के जो उस दिन पथराव कर रहे थे, they used Molotov cocktails also. अब उनकी पहचान की जाएगी और उन्हें सजा दी जाएगी?
देखिए, जो भी लोग कानपुर दंगे के दोषी हैं, आरोपी हैं, दोषी तो मैं नहीं कहूंगा, जो भी आरोपी हैं वो उन पे कठोर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, उनके साथ कोई रियायत नहीं करनी चाहिए और निष्पक्ष कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, चाहे वो किसी भी धर्म का हो, किसी भी जात का हो। लेकिन मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी आखिर नुपुर शर्मा पे कब कार्रवाई करेगी, कब वो जेल जाएंगी? इस तरीके की भाषा का इस्तेमाल करके पूरे देश से लेकर विदेश तक जो एक अजीब सा माहौल बना दिया है, आखिर भारतीय जनता पार्टी उन पे कार्रवाई कब करेगी?
सर, उनकी निंदा बहुत हो चुकी है, हो रही है, पर जो लोग सड़क पे दंगे कर रहे हैं, क्या आप उनके बारे में भी कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? क्या आप उनकी भी थोड़ी बुराई करेंगे?
मैंने तो बिल्कुल शुरू में ही आपसे कहा कि बिल्कुल कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, कठोर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। जो संविधान में, जो कानून में दंड है, वो बिल्कुल मिलना चाहिए।
ठीक है, तो
ये दंगे और दंगाइयों का कहीं कोई समर्थन नहीं करता है और समाजवादी पार्टी किसी की भी धार्मिक भावनाओं को ना, सबका सारे धर्मों का सम्मान करती है। और इस तरीके के बयान जो नुपुर शर्मा जैसे लोग देते हैं, चाहे वो किसी भी दल में हो, समाजवादी पार्टी उनके साथ कभी खड़ी नजर नहीं आती। जिस तरीके से भारतीय जनता पार्टी आज चला रही है,
तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात बोली आपने सर। ये जो आपने कहा ना कि जो रिस्पॉन्सिबल नेता हैं उनको रिस्पॉन्सिबल बयान देने चाहिए। अब आप बताइए कि जो आपके समाजवादी पार्टी के लाल बिहारी यादव हैं, उन्होंने जो आज बोला, आप उसको कितना जिम्मेदाराना बयान मानते हैं? और उसके ऊपर अगर कल को कुछ वायलेंस हो जाए तो आप क्या करेंगे?
नहीं, बिल्कुल जहां पे जो गलत है, चाहे मैंने पहले ही कहा कि चाहे वो किसी दल से हो, समाजवादी पार्टी से हो या भारतीय जनता पार्टी से हो,
तो क्या आपने उनके अगेंस्ट कोई एक्शन लिया है?
आदरणीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी इस मामले को देखेंगे और हम समझते हैं वो सभी धर्मों का सम्मान समाजवादी पार्टी करती है। अगर उन्हीं ने इस तरीके की भाषा का प्रयोग अगर किया है तो हम समझते हैं
सर, इसमें अगर मगर की तो कोई बात ही नहीं है। हम अभी आपको सुना देंगे उन्होंने क्या बोला है। अगर आप अभी भी डाउट में हैं कि लाल बिहारी यादव ने क्या बोला है, हम आपके लिए चला देंगे। तो उसके बाद अगर आप बोलते हैं कि सोचेंगे, देखेंगे, करेंगे, तो फिर ये तो थोड़ा हिपोक्रिटिकल हो गया ना कि आप बीजेपी को बोलें कि नुपुर को अरेस्ट करा देना चाहिए, लेकिन समाजवादी पार्टी का नेता अगर कोई कुछ बोले तो देखेंगे, सोचेंगे, करेंगे।
देखिए वो बयान नहीं सुना है, लेकिन अगर आप कह रही हैं और आप बहुत जिम्मेदार हैं, पत्रकार हैं, आपका चैनल बड़ा जिम्मेदार है, अगर इस तरीके का कोई बयान उन्होंने दिया है तो मैं समझता हूँ वो निंदनीय है। इस तरीके का बयान समाजवादी पार्टी इस तरीके के बयान के साथ नहीं करी है।
जी, धन्यवाद हसन साहब, आपने बहुत ही अच्छी बात बोली कि समाजवादी पार्टी ऐसे लोगों के साथ नहीं खड़ी है. नाउ वी आर जॉइंड बाय अरविंद जैन, हु इज अ फॉर्मर टॉप कॉप. सर, हाउ डू यू सी दिस strategy of naming and shaming the culprits? Is it effective?
Yes, it is very effective. After Lucknow riots of CA and RC, it was very effective. It had its impact. And because Damage to Public Property Act has also been invoked against these writers, so I knew that these posters will come up.
Right. Thank you, sir. Now we are also joined by Siddharth Nath Singh. Sir, first it was the anti-CA riots, and we've seen a lull in violence over there. This is the strategy that was also credited for UP going through a peaceful phase when there were riots that were breaking out across the country, whether it was Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh. And now again, iron hand is the strategy that Yogi government's police has adopted when it comes to dealing with those who are trying to disrupt peace.
Well, since 2017, Yogi government and the Chief Minister has always believed and followed a policy of zero tolerance towards these rioters. And those who wish to take law in their hands, they are dealt firmly with an iron hand. And that's the policy and that's the style of the functioning of our Chief Minister, which has helped in building up the image of Uttar Pradesh. It has helped in bringing in the investment of peaceful elections. So the same 2022 onwards, if there are any rioters or those who wish to take law in their own hands, they are dealt firmly, and Kanpur is going to be an example for coming years.
Right. Mr. Singh, while it is extremely commendable what the cops are doing now, there are also those who are questioning what was the police doing when these riots happened, because it was not a normal day. There was Prime Minister who was visiting the city, there was the President who was visiting the city that day, and despite that, if something like this happened, it does raise serious question marks on probably an intelligence failure or laxity on the part of the police as well.
Well, one can always, on a hindsight, may raise many questions. And those who wish to raise questions, they become wiser with the incident. They rather than commenting on the performance of the police in handling the situation at that peak hour, it could have gone and turned into a worse situation. It could have turned into a huge communal riot.
Right.
But it never turned into a communal riot. Within few hours, it was brought under control. It was a plan, and certainly the PFI role is also being looked into it. So all those things are never looked by those who wish to make a commentary of it. But at the end of the day, the police performed extremely well. They are following the due process of law, and this activity of identifying and then punishing them is also an action of the police, which should be appreciated by those who wish to criticize.
All right, sir. Thank you for joining us. VP Kapoor, former DGP, is on the line. Sir, what is your assessment of this strategy that has been adopted by the UP Police?
The details, I can offer my comments only on the basis of media reports. As you were questioning the earlier officer, I would like to say the same thing, that it is the job of police to maintain law and order in all situations. As you were commenting earlier, that the Chief Minister of UP and the present government has been paying attention to that aspect. It is a duty of right starting from the officer in charge police stations. We have got police commissioner system, deputy commissioner, police commissioner, and upward, but mainly responsibility of the officers posted in Kanpur. It is correct that one must, only an independent inquiry can explain that aspect. Whether there was any intelligence about this violence or this stone throwing and all or not. And if there was any intelligence report about this, then what action was taken? And we have to take preventive action also against those. Now they are saying the naming persons who were ringleaders and all that, though they have to be found out in advance, and action should be taken.
There might have been lapses in avoiding this, but now that it has happened, the police is leaving no stone unturned to take action. That's all the time that we have in this broadcast, but we'll keep focusing on this Kanpur 40, the poster that has been put out on the other side as well.